Hello friends and foes, it's Michael here. I'm coming to you with a brand new review for Koei Tenko's latest release, Dead or Alive 6. I personally never thought we would get to this day actually, because for myself and many others, we thought the series was going to be on an indefinite hiatus. Thankfully that wasn't the case at all. The latest entry in a long-running series offers a lot of new content, gameplay refinements, and of course sexy characters throwing hands. There's a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. To start things off, I want to start talking about the story. A word of caution though, there will be a lot of spoilers ahead, so if you want to skip on ahead, do so right now. There's much to discuss with the story mode. The story campaign is about 2.5 hours long to about 3 hours. The story is divided into individual chapters, and each chapter has the main story event and individual character episodes. As you progress through each part, you unlock different episodes. Unfortunately, the story mode doesn't flow in a linear fashion, so you'll have to do a lot of backtracking during the first half. The second half is much more straightforward and doesn't have as much filler. The main story is newcomer Nico works for a company called Mist. Their aim is to create cybernetic super soldiers. They want to resurrect Raydal, who's considered one of the greatest ninjas to ever live, who's also Yane's father and the man who injured Hayate during the events of DOA 1. In order to do so, they need to siphon energy from his bloodline and put it inside of his new cybernetic body. They suspect that Hanaka might have some connection to him, so most of the story is centered around Helena wanting to keep Hanaka away from Mist by sending Marie Rose as a guardian / babysitter. The ninjas, of course, are observing as they suspect something's up with Hanaka. Most of the cast have their own personal story arcs that are nothing more than filler. They just show them getting ready for the tournament or decide they want to enter. Eventually, as the tournament is on the way, Hanaka is captured and taken to Mist. Ayane tried to save her, but she's captured too. It's at this point we learn that Hanaka is Raydal's daughter and Ayane's sister. Oh god, such a reveal there. Ayane sends an SOS to her beloved sister and her stupid, dumb, good-for-nothing sister Kasumi, because of course that's just kind of how Ayane sees her. They rescue the girls not long before Raydal is fully juiced up and fully operational and ready to destroy the world. They eventually confront him and beat his ass to oblivion, and all is good in the world again. I think the story mode was fun and entertaining, though it got a little soap opera-y, especially when Helena was involved. I mean, her fake French accent is god awful, and there were some parts in the story where I just looked at her like, Helena, what in God's name are you doing? And it got a little awkward in some parts too, and it was very anime in some areas as well, but it's not to say that it wasn't good. I think that it was serviceable, especially for the people who are probably most interested in story mode. I think they'll be pleasantly surprised and probably love this story mode a lot. A lot of characters unfortunately serve no purposes off of the overall story arc. I did love callbacks to previous games like Project Epsilon and Helena's dead mother, who are important plot points towards the second half of the story mode. Overall, I thought it was a very well done story mode. It had some pacing issues because it got a little slow, and a lot of stuff that happened in the beginning didn't really make a lot of sense and didn't really add anything to the overall story mode. Some of the story plot points never got resolved, like Riggs' backstory, which I still have such a big issue with because he, for some reason, has a deep connection to a lot of characters in this game, but they don't really flesh out a lot of his story mode or a lot of his like backstory or his motivation or anything. It's kind of like he just kind of pops in and pops out. I wish the story mode was one continuous experience instead of having to stop and select the next episode.
We'll keep an eye on them for a time.
Sir.
Alright, so now it's time for the main event, which is the gameplay. Dead or Alive 6 makes strides to spice up the formula while still maintaining the core values of the series. The triangle system is still intact. You have your strikes, punches and kicks, throws, blocks, and counters. Also, we have a new button, the special button. This allows you to use the new Fatal Rush auto combo. You can chain up to 4 Fatal Rush attacks, with the last attack causing a fatal stun state. In this state, you can't block, strike, or counter. This attack can only be countered using the break hold, which is the universal counter that counters any move regardless of height and takes about 1 bar of meter. You can end it with a break blow after you've done the complete Fatal Rush combo, which was previously called the power blow. The break blow is your super move and costs 2 bars of meter. This move can also be cancelled to extend combos even further. They are also invincible in startup, so you can be useful when you're against a lot of pressure, or a person is spamming, or you need to reset the neutral to figure out your next move. This new system retweaks the critical burst and power blow from the previous game. This also have new stun states and ground bounce to help extend combos and apply pressure. There's also a sidestep button which you can add an attack to if you press the special button again. The gameplay feels much more streamlined than before and adds much more depth and variety to the gameplay overall. There's plenty to learn, a lot to master in this game, but allows newcomers to pick up and play. There's also a lot of new stages in this game, and they have brand new danger zones. Danger zones are basically just ways to explode things or set pieces that trigger during battle. My favorite of all the new stages to come is the Throwdown. This isn't a brand new stage, but it's a reimagining of the previous stages from old games. This stage replicates a good old-fashioned back alley fight club, and every time you knock an opponent towards the crowd, they grab you and toss you back in, allowing for more combo extension. The new stages are very well done and offer a lot of variety. Each stage is different and unique, which requires different strategies to maximize your chance of victory. I really enjoyed the fact that this game had plenty of tutorials to help players understand the mechanics. There's even a very robust training mode that gives you in-depth attack data for every move and situation, from damage to distance and frame data. The tutorials in the game are very helpful and informative. If you're new to this series or 3D fighting games in general, there's a lot you can learn from this thing, which I think is really good because some people aren't really adept to playing 3D fighting games, and also you just may not be good at fighting games in general, and this definitely gives you a springboard to really understand the intricacies of fighting games in general. Alright, there's another really important one I want to talk about, and that's called DOA Quest. It's essentially a mission mode. You play different characters and complete challenges to unlock content in the game, specifically costumes. There are over 90 quests in total. Unlocking costumes is very time consuming because you don't know which costume for which character you're going to unlock until you complete the quest. Each quest unlocks a piece of the costume. After unlocking all the pieces, allows you to unlock the costume, but you'll need to have enough in-game money to purchase it for your use. It's a cool mode, but I wish you could, I guess, know which piece you're trying to unlock first. If you're looking to unlock specific character costumes, good luck. You have to complete a certain number of quests in order to unlock the next set. There's no easy way to unlock costumes, so get comfortable. The visuals of the game are really good. The character models have so much detail, and they look really pretty, and all the men look all handsome and stuff. They did a really good job in overall the way the characters look. The sweat beating off the bodies and just how realistic that looks. Hair physics, however, is something they still struggle with. A lot of companies seem to struggle with that. Haven't probably got there yet. The stage design is really good and amazing with so many little intricate details. The animations are really, really good. They're more fluid, more lifelike, more realistic. I'm happy to announce that the boobs still jiggle and bounce, but just not cartoonish like they did in previous games. They don't like floating devices. They still move. They move pretty well, just more realistic. So no need to be alarmed, people who are really looking for boob physics. The sound design is really high quality. However, some of the voice acting is kind of laughable, almost cringy. Helena is probably the biggest offender with her really, really terrible French accent that they haven't figured out how to do yet. I really hope that the voice director does something better next time around with her voiceovers, because they are so bad. The music is actually really good too. I actually enjoy a lot of the tracks. Aside from my favorite character themes, I actually like a lot of other tracks in the game too. The soundtrack overall is actually a lot better than the previous game. I actually remember some of the songs. They actually have very memorable tracks this time around for the soundtrack, so good job on the soundtrack. Oh yeah, the online. I tried to play online at least a few matches after the 1.1 patch came out, and it was pretty awful. It was really laggy, and I feel like a game like this who has counters which require really specific execution, you need lagless or almost lagless fights to actually get anything out of it. I felt myself not able to counter anybody's moves, and it was hard to block, and it was just not good. It was just bad. So I hope that in the future they figure out something like a patch or something, or I don't know, whatever they need to do in order to like fix the online. They need to definitely do that immediately. In closing, I like to say that I highly recommend this game to fighting game fans or just gamers in general who want a fighting game that's easy to pick up, that has lots of resources in game to help you improve. The gameplay is super fun and addictive. There's enough single player content for casual players and plenty of depth for the gameplay for competitive players. It's visually stunning and has a really good soundtrack. I definitely recommend this game. So yeah, add it to your collection. Alright, so that's my review. I'm really happy with this game. I didn't think we actually were going to get a new Dead or Alive game after they said they were going on hiatus for a while, so this is actually a blessing to me, and I'm glad that the newest entry is really good. I'm safe to say it's probably one of my favorites since maybe part 3. I enjoyed 5, but this one just feels like a brand new game, whereas 5 felt like they were just trying. I mean, they try a lot of stuff with 5, but I feel like this one is definitely the one. So yeah, so what do you guys think? Are you going to pick up Dead or Alive 6? Are you interested in it? Have you ever had thoughts of playing it? Do the blue physics don't move you? Let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the little bell notification to get notifications for our new videos. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
She'll be coming with me.